Hi, and welcome to InfoComm 2019. I'm David Maldo with Let's Do Video at the Starin booth, who's hosting the base camp. You could find out more about them at starin.biz. And I'm joined today by, well, probably needs no introduction, but do me a favor and let's introduce yourself, David.
Sure. I'm David Danto. I'm now the Director of UC Strategy and Research for Poly, which is the combined Polycom and Plantronics company. I'm also the Director of Emerging Technology of the IMCCA, and I've been doing a lot of things over the last 4 decades, so I'm excited to be here. Hopefully we won't get stopped by too many people walking by.
All right. Well, let's focus on Poly for now. Any new announcements from the company that we can share?
Sure. We announced our new generation of codecs at the show. The first one came out. It's our G7500. The G7500 is a very light, small, high-power appliance, 4K video for content and for the video stream, and it also incorporates our whiteboarding and annotating capability right inside of it. So it's both of those in a single box, very inexpensive, really cool product, and the first of many that are coming out.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I liked the whiteboard screen sharing when it was a separate product, but I liked it even more as a feature of the new.
Well, you know, everybody was doing that anyway. Nobody was buying a video conference room and then not putting that feature in. So we had the Pano, which works really well. We have the new generation of codec. We might as well just put it in the same box and not charge any more for it. So we're real happy about that.
That makes sense. Now, this is a crowded event. There are a lot of vendors here. There's a lot of products here. If someone was to go to the Poly booth, talk to you and your team, as they're walking away, what's the thing that's going to stick in their mind that this is what makes Poly different than everyone else here?
You know, that's a great question. It's what I've been dying for people to ask for the entire conference. People are starting to realize how different the world is. It's not, here's my box, here's my thing, here's my integrator piece, and you know, you build it with best of breed, everything else. We were talking about this the other day, actually, casually. The concept of an endpoint is now everything that connects our eyes and our ears, the analog world, to the digital world, to the cloud and everything else that's going on there. And if you think about endpoints in that definition, we have our habitat soundscaping, which is terrific for environmental control in noisy locations. We have headsets. We have telephones and the telephony. We have video codecs. Everything that you would use to connect the analog to the digital world is in the breadth of what we have. And you start to see, wow, this stuff all really works together as part of a single ecosystem that's agnostic, that you can make calls on whatever provider you want. It's not like you have to be using our infrastructure. You can use anybody's cloud service. All of a sudden, the idea of the cloud Swiss Army knife makes sense in that breadth. And yes, there might be a nice product here, a nice product there by some other manufacturers, but nobody's got close to the breadth of products that we have and that we're going to be coming out with.
Nice. Yeah, everyone has their favorite cloud and they need something to connect to it.
Correct.
So that's where you fit in. So things are moving so fast in this industry. It seems like only a day that I was talking to you at InfoComm last year. In that year, what are the biggest lessons you've learned, biggest trends, changes, things you've seen?
Well, the word you haven't really seen very much of this year, but you're going to start to see a lot more of as we go forward, is the word frictionless. Can you make a good video call? Yes, dozens of manufacturers here can do that. Good camera, good audio, good microphones. There are bad ones, but there are a lot of really good products right now. But can you make it so that David Schlepp or Bill or Joe or Jane can walk into a room and say, I want my meeting to start, and then just have it start? All of that information exists today, and all of the AI and machine learning exists to be able to process it. If you pick up my mobile phone and look at my calendar for the call that I'm going to have with you at 4 o'clock, it's got your name, it's got the other participant's name, it's either got the name of the platform we're using, or it's got a SIP URI or something else that's showing what platform we're using. It's all there. So how do we build it so that that gets scraped off my device, opt-in? Not that it does it automatically, but I choose to have it either with an RFID or Bluetooth beacon or some other technology we don't know about. How do we get it so that that happens, and then I just say start, and it just works? And it works every time, and it picks the right gateway if you need a gateway, or it picks the right people, the right devices. How do we make that experience frictionless? And then, eventually, how do we extend it to before the meeting? How do I find a time when you and find the room that's available? And then how do we have it take the notes? And so it's that combination of AI and machine learning to make these meetings frictionless, so it can just be about our subjects, not about our technology anymore. You will start to see that word pop up a lot, frictionless, as we go through the industry.
I like that. And the way I'm interpreting that is, right now we expect our workers to be experts in 2 things: how to do their jobs and how to use communications technology. that's really not their job. It'd be great if they could just focus on being great at their jobs and have the meetings just happen around them.
Exactly. And you've been, it's so hackneyed at this point. People make fun of me, and they meet my wife, they make fun of my wife because I've taken out my phone and used voice control to call her in the middle of so many presentations. All that technology works today. How do we port it into the enterprise with security and safety, but give people that ease of use? And because they're doing it in their real life with their AI assistants, they're going to expect it in the enterprise.
Yeah. And that's a great thing about it. We don't have to wait to develop the technology. Like you said, it exists. It's just a matter of figuring out the right workflow.
Exactly.
So this is a big show. What are your thoughts on the show in general?
I'm mixed. I always love getting together with the people that I see in the industry and the industry that I love. And, I can always, I'm proudly wearing, the Curmudgeons of AV badge that I was given, even though I'm not wearing any speaker or analyst badges this year. But I am a little bit disappointed in the InfoComm show management. They're becoming a little bit close to the vest from organizations they used to partner with, to work with. They kind of think it's all their ball, and they're not really happy with other people playing in the space. And that's not just coming from me or my experience. I'm getting that for 3 or 4 different organizations. So I would like to see I used to blog. I still blog, but I used to blog for InfoComm and ICIA before that. Their blog title was called All Voices. And it's kind of sad that it looks like not all the voices are being allowed in this year. So I would like to see more people attend. I would like to see more of the partners get involved, and I'd like to see more of the experts maybe curating the events that are going on, kind of like they do at Enterprise Connect, where every track has a chair and the chair is responsible for what's going on. A lot of missed opportunities this year, even with the getting to see the wonderful people. There are many more things that could be done better without kicking your partners to the curb.
Yeah, well, there's always room for improvement, and those are probably some good steps we can use. But yeah, it definitely is great. I mean, despite the power of video, getting to see your friends in 3 dimensions, getting to shake hands, and getting to actually touch all the equipment, and there's huge value.
No matter what anybody tells you, it's all about your network. If you're not building your network, you're making a mistake in the industry.
Now, and last question. Of course, I know things under NDA, and there's things we can't share, but are there any teasers, anything we can share for what to expect from Poly in the rest of the year moving forward?
Well, I mean, I kind of talked about that a little bit before. We talked about how do we build a frictionless experience, and how do we build on the platform for our new codec that's out there. And I'm sure you're going to see more announcements, even this year, and early next year, not just necessarily in the show cycles, as we bring products and solutions to market that help ease that frictionless, make it that frictionless experience, and build on that new, easy, light, inexpensive, very powerful platform that becomes the industry's Swiss Army knife.
Great. And as someone who's followed Polycom for a long time, Polycom has a special place in our industry, and to see that it resolved into a great place with Plantronics becoming Poly, I was really happy about that.
I couldn't begin to tell you how happy I am when I came on board with the Poly team. The fact that I'm working for a friend and a good guy like Joe Burton, who's the CEO, who's got so many chops in the industry. The fact that Bob Haggerty is now the chairman of the board of the company, and there's so many good people. Tom Porro, who came over from Cisco, who built all the Cisco room kits, is now building all of our products and systems, and I could start reeling off the people that were there and the people that are coming on board. And it's one of my blogs, if you haven't read it. We're building a championship team, and I'm really excited about where the future is.
Yeah, it feels like you're bringing the band back together.
and in some cases, building it better than it ever was.
Well, we should be sure to follow Poly, because I think there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening there. Thanks so much for joining me here, David.
My pleasure. Thank you, David.
Thanks.